Hey guys! Today I thought it would be fun if we did a little challenge. So I'm taking you to the thrift store to look for anything that we could make into a plant stand. When you're trying to grow your plant collection and you've only got a limited amount of space to do so, creating levels in your plants is an easy way to fit more plants in. And it looks aesthetically a lot more pleasing. Today I'm looking for plant stands specifically for my indoor patio area. So I'm going to show you what I got at the thrift store. I'm also going to show you a few things that I saw that I didn't get because I'm trying to save money. So something I saw a lot of while I was thrifting was chairs. Small chairs, stools. Chairs are perfect ways to get plants off the ground. You can always find them at the thrift store for pretty cheap. And if you can find a stool that has like a shelf on the bottom of some sort. I had a stool once that I created a shelf with, the little bars. I actually wrapped a piece of twine to create a little shelf and put another plant there. So that's one way. Another way is books. Just aesthetically, I love the way that books look. I love reading books. I love the older, vintage looking books where they're stacked up. You got plants on top of them. Super easy. These books are actually all books I really love, but just for the sake of the video, I absolutely love using candlesticks. Candlesticks are one of my favorite ways to elevate my plants, especially plants that are like vining or my kokedamas, and they don't take up very much room. They only take up like a little tiny space. I love them. And you can find, the really big, thick ones I have on the ground. I do plan on painting it one day. Big ones, little ones, all sorts of candle holders. The ones that hold the tea lights in them can be the perfect way to display air plants. I've got like this little elephant that I periodically change with a tea light, candle, and an air plant. But I don't know about you, but I see these things in thrift stores a lot. A lot of the times I don't necessarily like the look of them. They're very common and they're very great ways to display your plant. So I actually have one that's a birdcage that's right behind me that has little tea light holders that you can put air plants in that I used to display my air plants in, but I actually moved my air plants to hang in these little sphere things that I found. So the idea is to be able to get more air plants and just fill the thing with it. And then I have the lights there, but then if I have enough air plants, you won't be able to see that battery pack thing, hopefully. That's the idea, but I just need more air plants. But speaking of bird cages, I did find this little white bird cage. I mean, it's not really a plant stand, but my idea for this is actually to fill it with a bunch of flowers, probably next spring, hang it in like a little butterfly garden. I think would just be the cutest thing. While I was thrift shopping, there was one thing I was specifically trying to find, and that was some cute bowls, like decorative boho, super boho bowls of some sort that were matching, that I could stack on top of each other. I didn't find any. But I want to show you what I mean by using these little planters that I just had sitting around at my house. I used super glue to glue them together. It creates like this little plant stand. I took this pothos, which is in a drainage pot, and slipped it in there, and voila, you got a plant stand. Easy as pie. These weren't thrifted, but they were given away to us. I removed 2 of the Suitcases legs and just stacked them on top of each other to create kind of like a tiered plant display. I've also been on the lookout for a ladder of some sort. Closest thing I've been able to find to a ladder was the shelf behind me. But if you're able to find a ladder that you can display plants off, I think that's an absolutely adorable way to do so. There are so many just weird things that you can find at the thrift store to display your plants. Strainers with legs. I put a bunch of little succulents in this little tiered stand. I also have this old vintage looking picnic basket that I currently have my very sad looking philodendron, my heartleaf philodendron in. cool thing about the picnic basket is that, you know, you can lift the lid and put the plant in it if you want to kind of reduce the amount of light, kind of give it a little bit more shade, or you can put the lid down and take the plant and set it on top as well. If you can find a piece of wood or like a stump to set a plant on, or you could even just turn over another pot and put a pot on top of it. So I also have this like room divider thing. I have this pothos here that just is growing uncontrollably. He's in LECA and I've been trying to kind of like get him to grow up. It's got lights on it. My idea is that eventually it'll just be completely covered in plants and be like this massive trellis. And you could also hang plants from it through those hooks, maybe like some kokodamas or something if you're able to get it nice and stable. I worry because of the wind and stuff hanging anything on it. You know, sometimes you get lucky and you actually find plant stands. At the thrift store, I found this cute little white plant stand that was perfect. I don't have to do anything to it. Those are some plant stand ideas. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite plant stand was. I'd love to hear it. I'd also love to see some of your plant stand things that you found at the thrift store. So tag me in your thrifty plant stand creations at Festive Bohemian. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.